Hopefully we don't crash. 1,000 sheep live, 1,000 of them. It's the Snorlax conundrum. Oh, it's Shark Spear. Liv can solo anything. I hope it's sleep and nothing else. Why is it spicy? That scared me. Okay, we're starting the video here because I got stuck in a loading screen and I thought my game was gonna crash because that's usually what happens. And I wanted to call it out. I did, but then it loaded. So sometimes complaining works. Hello, friends and gamers. We are doing PGR today. I just wanted to grab my chores. That's what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. There we go. Also, don't yell at me for having so many little notifications for all my dorms. I don't want to go in and pet everyone. It takes forever. Look at how many I put everyone in a dorm. I'm on base too. That's what you guys don't know. I take care of my constructs. They mean a lot to me, my silly little game characters. Anyways, we are doing what is it? It's over by now. This patch is not over yet, but this is, I think, because this Abyssal Voyage goes until my birthday. So I'm like, I have to keep checking when these videos are going up. When's PGR going up? Okay, so this video, I have something cooking. I have something cooking that you guys will know about like tomorrow. So this is going up before that. So I can't talk about it, but I'm pre-filming a bunch of stuff. So I want to finish Slumberland actually tonight, if I could click on it. There we go. I want to finish Slumberland. I don't know how many parts there is. We did Whispering Forest already. I need to do Farewell Wonderland in this video, but hopefully it won't take that long. I did not get Impera, unfortunately. I did do quite a bit of pulls, but she did not come home once again. So we move on, and we can still do the Slumberland story. So today we'll be doing Farewell Wonderland. She bids the fear. What is wrong with the button? Why is PGR so glitchy? Like when this patch first dropped, I was having no problems. And then they did one update, a singular update, and suddenly my game is a mess. I don't know what it is. She's messy. Not Liv though. Liv did nothing wrong. But for Farewell Wonderland, she bids the fearless fledgling bird with her last farewell. So we have birds today, I guess. Play story, hopefully we don't crash, because that would suck. Holding on to a dandelion, you and Liv made it across the bubbling swamp. So that was, we did the jellyfish hop over. Pretty. Making it through the grass maze was almost too easy with Liv's scanning radar. So it looks like we're kind of just like skipping through things now. Crossing the rushing river was a breeze too, with a river crab carrying you on its back. Oh, this is kind of cute actually. All the little animals helping us. You and Liv came the entire way without breaking so much as a sweat. What's the catch? There's gotta be a catch. We say, these are true eye-openers, Liv. The views around you seem to grow wilder still. So by eye-openers, it's not like, oh, that's a real eye-opener. That's like a surprising fact. No, it's just like pretty things that I am looking at. The further into the forest you and Liv travel. Oh, it's getting weirder the further in we go. Good. Liv says, please just stop. What are we stopping with? With the views unfurling around both of you, Liv appears more embarrassed than nostalgic. Oh, because she's like, stop, it's so childish. It's fun. Everyone's allowed to have a childish side. She covers her now blushing face, yet her equally red ears give her away. When you and Liv reach an empty ground in the forest, you see a line of sheep lying on their side. The little sheepies! So furry that their bodies take the shape of a ball. They are, to your surprise, amazingly agile. Reminds me of Wooloo, the Pokemon. I love Wooloo. Right in the middle of the sheep is a saddle, and right when one of the sheep hops over the saddle... Oh my god, it makes the bad noise! They actually voiced the sheep! Then comes the next sheep. Oh, are they jumping over something? Oh my god, it goes again. It goes again. The sheep noises keep freaking me out. Then comes a third one. There it goes. The little sheepies. Eventually, all the baws turn into a light, rhythmic lullaby. Oh, it's like counting sheep, isn't it? Ah, we say, I see you counted sheep in bed as a kid, huh? So it is based on Liv's like childhood stuff. That's really wholesome, actually. I mean, haven't we all counted sheep? I've counted a lot of things. I've always had trouble sleeping, so I've gone through the whole thing. One time when I was in like the first grade, I counted to 1,000, starting from 0, because I was that kid. I was like, well, the number started 0, so you gotta start at 0. And then I think I went backwards from 0 and it got to like 800 or something. I was a little bit insane. But Liv says yes. She slowly regains her composure as she looks nostalgically at the sheep. Those are her brain sheep! She says I'd count them one at a time when I couldn't fall asleep. And she says it with a smile as she recalls her childhood. She never got to 1,000 sheep, did she? Because that was not a good time in my life. 1,000 sheep is too many sheep. That's too many sheep for one night. She says sometimes I'd end up having even more trouble sleeping because I was so focused on counting them. Maybe that's why I couldn't sleep with the 1,000 sheep. I wanted to sleep so bad though, oh my god. She says, have you ever experienced it? The 1,000 sheep live, 1,000 of them. Yes, yes, I have experienced counting sheep. You actually did have to count to help yourself fall asleep as a kid. What with all the pent-up energy in you? I don't know if it was energy or just early anxieties. I guess it's still energy, but just not the same vibe, just the opposite vibes. But as an adult, you now spend more time trying to not fall asleep than coming up with ways to help yourself sleep. I don't know about that one, bestie. I'm a little bit of both. During the day, I have to like fight to stay awake. At night, so what are we doing now? What now? I just want to sleep. I'm tired. Why sheep though? Because that's like the classic, count sheep. I don't know why it's sheep, but that's the classic to count sheep. I've tried other things, but sheep is just like the standard. Oh, no, we see everyone counts goats. No? Goats? No. Oh, but Liv says it's because sheep are cute. Oh, Liv. I actually am a big fan of sheep, and we even had sheep back home when I was a kid. I vaguely remember her origin story, vaguely. You turn your gaze at the line of sheep, which stretches as far out as it possibly can along the horizon, all the way from the west to the east. A real big fan with a burning passion of sheep. I've also counted a lot of sheep in my time. You decide to keep these words to yourself so Liv wouldn't overheat from blushing. Oh. You tried to herd the sheep somewhere else. Yet judging from the fact that none of them even bats an eye, you know your efforts are proving futile. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you can move forward until you've figured out a different path. It's the Snorlax conundrum. And just look at this, we say. Looking up, you see that the skies have gone from their previous white and blue to their current tangerine, a telltale sign that nightfall is fast approaching. So Liv asks, should we find a place to rest for the day? I mean, probably, but also we have the kill switch. Why don't we just leave and sleep in a bed? Just a thought. And also, how does time pass outside? Would it be harder to get back in here when we're done? Like if we leave? Questions that I did not have answered by those two in the lab. They did not answer my questions. While everything happening so far has taken place within the projection of a mind shard, you feel every bit as worn out as though you've been going through the day in the real world. That makes me think like, let's just like pop out for a second, grab a snack, sleep in a nice warm bed, and come back later. That's the exact opposite of how I plan to do the rest of this event, because I'm gonna sit here until it's done. Yippee! Actually, maybe not, because there's a Honkai live stream tonight, so maybe not. But there is, in fact, another reason to your making this decision. Are we gonna count sheep? We say it's not just because the sun is setting, though. See, I'm sure you heard a lot of spooky stories as a kid, right? Is this about being in a forest at night, or is this just like a haha fun thing now? Are we getting ghost stories? I want ghost stories from the pretty forest with Liv. That's fun. Let's go spooky stories. Actually, no, it's like 8 o'clock at night, maybe not. Oh, it's Sharkspear. Of course, Sharkspear's the goblin looking we're doing spooky stories now. Well, see, I planned for this video to go up another day, but I need Halloween. I need a good Halloween video. So this might go up on Halloween. But it listens, it chases, and it prays. It's a Sharkspear. Bum, bum, bum. I hate Sharkspear so much. And I've talked about this before. I hate Sharkspear as much as I do because Sharkspear is so freaking cute. And I love the design of this boss, but then you go in and fight it and it's like the worst experience of your life. Because it's just like annoying. It just does things that are annoying and I hate Sharkspear. But if I hate anything that much in a video game, that's good game design, baby. It's the most feared predator in the dark forest, ready to prey on all the souls alive. Listen, as its drool burns through the ground, having fallen from a mouth so big that it takes up over half of the monster's body. Oh, this is evil Sharkspear, not normal Sharkspear. Look, it will never let you go once it has its murderous eyes upon you. I mean, good description. So run. Run as far as you can until you've reached a place that can shelter you. It's not just a normal Sharkspear. It says, I'm going to eat every last kid that refuses to sleep. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, that's creepy with a capital C. That's so corny with a capital C. Oh, I thought it'd be something scarier. Sharkspear, you don't scare me. I will fight you. I've done it before. I'll do it again. To your surprise, however, the predator isn't some terrifying monster. Rather, it's an adorable plushie. Okay, so Sharkspear is just a plushie here. You know, Kuro, if you ever decide to make Sharkspear plushies, I'm not saying I would buy one immediately, but also it's exactly what I'm saying. I would buy a Sharkspear plushie. Both versions, Evil Sharkspear and normal Sharkspear, I'd buy both of them unprompted. The second I see them available in a place where I could buy them in the US, it's on site, baby. I'm buying the Sharkspear plushies. That's what I'm saying. I hate fighting Sharkspear, but game design is there. If I hate it that much, that means it's good. Case in point, Auto Apocalypse. I want a Sharkspear plushie, I do. I really want two. I want two of them because I want the creepy one as well. I want both of them. It says I'm not scary at all, but I still eat kids who refuse to go to sleep. Ow! Seeing the shark plushie leaving, you and Liv poke your heads out of the bushes. Okay, so this is actually happening. It's not just like a spooky story. Crisis averted. This video will go up before Halloween. We say, was that something that scared you when you were a kid? And Liv says, wait, did that happen to you too? No. Okay, maybe, but not Sharkspear, because I didn't know about Sharkspear until PGR was a thing. So, like, obviously, that's the PGR thing. I've heard stories like that. Monsters that claim to eat you up if you don't go to sleep on time, huh? Seems like it's an all-time classic. I don't know, I feel like I never was told those stories as a kid because I did have trouble sleeping, and it like was beyond me that I had trouble sleeping. Like I tried to sleep normally and I just couldn't. So I never really got like punished for that. It was just like, I never was told that like, this monster is gonna come and eat you if you don't go to, I never got that. I just was like, I just couldn't sleep. No one had to tell me about the monsters under the bed. I made those up myself and was then freaked out on my own and had to be talked down. It's the resting anxiety, baby! But the only difference is that a scary monster is what you usually get in these stories, rather than an adorable plushie. I mean, it's like when you have like a jacket positioned on the everything chair in your room in just the right way at night, where you get up at like 3 in the morning and go to take a drink of water, and it looks like somebody's in your room, but it's just a jacket on your chair. We've all been there. You approached it because it seemed harmless enough, except it put on a hostile front the moment it sensed your presence. It wasn't scary at all, though. Liv says, are you talking about the plushie just now? Yes, but no, but yes. Nodding your head, you start telling Liv about all the tricks the grown-ups used to fool you around with from when you were a kid. I didn't get a ton of those. Maybe I'm lucky there. There's a green octopus with a menacing face, a ball of fire that burns on, and muddy monsters with eyes all over it. Ooh, I don't like that one. I don't know what any of these things are a reference to, but I had the most visceral reaction to the muddy monster because of all the eyes that just, ugh. So I'm gonna go with that one. Liv asks, did you ever feel scared? They ain't got nothing on me. No, I was definitely the one who turned off all the lights at night and then ran up the stairs as quickly as I could. So it felt okay when I turned on the light. I didn't like hiding under a blanket. It gets warm under there. That's not comfortable to put your head, like go all the way under the blanket. You breathe once under there and it's like, this is too warm. I don't like this. Because I did that before. Lights, you gotta turn on the light, turn off all the lights, run, and then you go to the light. Right then, though, you hear a voice coming from behind you. A voice that you know. They say, there you are. Kids who refuse to go to sleep. This might be a boss, I feel like. I don't think there's fighting in this, though. Is there? We say run! The lines, the impact lines. There is no point in turning around because you know exactly where it is from. Its footsteps and shouts. Oh, you know exactly where it is from its footsteps and shouts. Okay, I didn't read that right. Liv says, I think we should split up. Oh, it's Sharkspear again. Okay. Don't tell me I have to fight Sharkspear. Please tell me. Please. Please. Running away from the shark plushie, Liv once again makes the same suggestion. No, we're not splitting up. This universe is weird. And once again, you turn down her suggestion. She says, but I'm only dragging you down the way I am now. No, you're not, Liv. You're fine. You're probably the better of the both of us. Liv can solo anything. In any form. I'll figure it out. And you know exactly what Liv is talking about. Her wings with the fluorescence make it almost too easy for the plushie to spot them in the dark. Okay, that's what she's talking about. She has bright wings and that's what's dragging us down. Okay. We can't just keep running though. And right then, something lands on your shoulder with a squeak. A mouse? The chipmunk from before! I knew those chipmunks would be coming in clutch later. About to flick it off, you stop just in time. With the fluorescence coming off Liv's wings, you take a good look at the chipmunk. It's our bestie! And that's when you see yet another chipmunk on Liv's shoulder. She says, hurry up and hide yourselves. Where are you trying to take us? Probably somewhere that's safe from shark spear. Shark spear? One of the chipmunks points its claw in a certain direction. Nodding at each other, you and Liv run in the direction the chipmunk just pointed. Sentient chipmunks. We're free! It's a pretty little cave. And I'm assuming Shark Spear says, they're gone! Passing you by, the cry of the shark plushie disappears into the distance. So we say this place seems safe. It does. It's nice and peaceful here. When you open the door of the shelter, Liv pokes her head out from the other side. You are now hiding with Liv inside 2 gigantic pea pods. Okay, that's fun. Liv asks, how did the chipmunks find us though? So we answer, I think they probably found us with the fluorescence coming off your wings. It's not always bad. 2 things can be true. You point at the chipmunks, which are now chasing fireflies. The fluorescence might be what's catching all the monsters' eyes in the dark, but it also stands as an inviting beacon to friends. See, 2 things can be true. She says, what would you have done though if they had never shown up? I don't know. They did show up, so we're fine. I would have come up with something before we tired ourselves out. Plan B, fought back. I mean, I can take Shark Spear. I would have fought back. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have done it. Without saying anything, Liv changes the subject somewhat awkwardly. I mean, yeah, I would be awkward about it too. Anyway, she says, this place seems perfect for rest. We say, you should go get some rest too, Liv. Yeah. Rest time is at the end of this part, because then if it's the end of the part, we'll go into the next one for sure. If it's like too short. I've only been at this for 20 minutes though. I feel like we've spent like 5. Oh my God. Liv says, I think I'll just... We don't let her finish though, because we say, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're supposed to rest on time as part of the rehabilitation process for your mind, right? Ah, we're clocking her. She clocked us earlier. We're clocking her now. You cut Liv off before she finishes speaking. Yes, that we did do. She says, I can't just rest whenever I want to inside my mind. And the opening on the pea pod that Liv is in faces that of yours. Oh, it's kind of cute actually. Lying down, she meets you in the eye. 2 pea pods. She says, but I'll still try to get some sleep. Good, get sleep. Sleep is good. Take it from me. I suck at sleeping. You think it would be easy, it's not. The moonlight is cold and anything but bright, but it shows you perfectly in Liv's eyes. Oh, that's really nice. I'm gonna close my eyes. That's too much eye contact. I can't do that much eye contact. Her eyes are as gentle as they've always been. Yet at this very moment, you can feel a certain feeling bubbling up from deep within you. I hope it's sleep and nothing else. Look, Liv. Look, self-insert character. What are you doing? You need to close your eyes before you can fall asleep. Oh, we're showing her how to sleep. She says, all right then. There's a plane overhead. I think it's really loud, but I hope it doesn't come up on microphone. I hope it does not. Anyways, apparently picking up on your uneasiness, Liv closes her eyes like a good kid. With her stare gone, all that's left around you is the quiet air. Then, a few moments later, Liv asks you quietly, having a hard time falling asleep? Yes, as always. We say, now there's a motorcycle. We're doing a little Slumberland story. Shut up. I'll wait. This is the second time today I've had to do this, I think. Anyways, we say, I have never for the life of me dreamed of sleeping in the forest of a fairy tale. I have. I have. Y'all don't sleep in your sleep dreams? Rookies. Liv says, the forest of a fairy tale, huh? So what was your childhood like? We don't want to go into that one today. No elaboration. Liv's curious voice lingers by your ears. So, I mean, we could make something up. I'm not going to tell her everything. We'd be here for a long time. I can tell you about part of it, though. You can't be 100% sure whether all the things you believe are part of your childhood are really part of your childhood. So you decide to go with what you're more certain of. Is that like the thing where like some memories don't feel like real memories? Does this make sense to anyone else? Like you think back at something and it's like, did that actually happen that way? Or am I like projecting in my mind? Did I dream that thing happening or did it actually happen? I can't be the only one because I know I've seen tweets about this. So I know I'm not the only one who's going insane, but there's a lot of us. Because it sounds insane when you try to explain it, but I feel like it's very normal. I feel like it's a normal thing. But also, if we tried to explain everything, we'd be here for a long time. So we're just gonna go with that option. Liv listens quietly for the most part, but she would still raise questions every now and then, which, to your surprise, actually helps you recall a big chunk of your long forgotten memory. Yeah, no, I'm like that too. If you start asking me questions, I'll start talking. I'll keep going. And with it, The conversation went from a monologue to a dialogue with no end in sight. That's really cute though. We're having a little sleepover in the pea pods. That's adorable. Come on. You're telling me you wouldn't want a pea pod sleepover? Your surroundings fall quieter still as the time passes, and the music has also stopped. The cries of the insects, loud and clear until just moments ago, I still hear them, I still hear the cicadas, have all died down too. The two of you grow sleepy as you carry on chit-chatting in the dark. Time goes by a mile a second as you laugh and chat away, and you know you both are feeling the right amount of sleepiness, so sleep now. I could keep going. Liv says, I'd love to learn more about you. What is it? I keep skipping over this word because I still don't know how to say it properly. I always thought it was commandant, but I think it's commandant. Why? Is that how you're supposed to say it? But, Liv says, I guess it's time for bed. Liv's voice grows distant as you grow drowsy, and we say, tell me about yourself next time, Liv. The words coming out of your mouth are garbled up, but she says, me? I barely remember anything though, and the things I do still remember probably aren't too interesting at all. I remember doing quite a few bits of Liv's like past story limited event things though. I didn't record it, I just did it off camera, but I remember doing them. I do remember doing them. We say, well, everything we've seen so far in here, you need no further proof, because the place you're about to fall asleep at is none other than Liv's childhood itself. We say seems to say otherwise. Oh, and we have a quote. I'll make sure to find it for you. Tell me more about yourself when I've found it. Who is that quoting? You don't remember. Oh, it's us. Because you don't remember if you actually said those words before falling asleep. Oh, that's really wholesome, actually. What happened during the day seems to be spicing up your dream. Okay, I was like, are we gonna keep going? Oh, it's this place again. Following a group of migrating sheep, you arrive at a spire, that for which you set out on the journey in the first place. This makes me think, is Liv having the same dream as us in this like dream world? Or is she gonna have an entirely different dream? Or is she even gonna dream at all? Like, what's gonna happen in the morning? Looking up and seeing the tip of the spire thoroughly drenched in scarlet, you feel drawn to it. Okay, so we're getting like some creepy dreams. When they said spice, they were not kidding. But why is it spicy? You take a step forward and over the mud on the grass. Oh my god, that scared me. That scared me. Oh my god, is this scary? Because that's the thing. The special program for this patch had like creepy scenes in the beginning, and I was like, oh, we're getting a Halloween event. I love spooky stuff. I'm so excited. And then I didn't know what these scenes went to. They didn't really tell us, and I was disappointed. Why is it spicy? I was enjoying my cute little dreamland. Oh god. I picked a bad time to do this. It's 8 o'clock at night, okay. Then, with a sharp pain across your forehead, the world as you see it turns blood red. Oh my god, jump scares. Okay, all right. Wasn't expecting any of this. The wool in the sheep tears away to reveal the corrupted underneath, while the spire collapses into a crimson figure. Is this our crimson figure? Interesting. I have my hand on the keyboard. Do we have to fight in this event? I didn't think there was any battle. This is your memory from the last rescue mission. Okay, that's why it's spicy. Ah, okay, that's loud, that's loud. You tried to make your way up through the sea of the corrupted, but the crimson figure slashed right through you. I do think this might be kind of spoilery. I don't know how spoilery though, because I haven't gotten that far in the story. I kind of level capped myself because my characters aren't strong enough to keep going without like a heavy struggle in these story battles, so I kind of stopped doing story for a bit. Before chaos tore you apart, the only thing you saw in the world that blurred away was a little white bird. That was the bird from the beginning, like in the description. I don't know what it is as well, but the glitch transitions are freaking me out. It makes it like a lot freakier. Reliving the memory, you notice something different. You feel like you're missing something. Something that lies just right beyond where your eyes and the light can reach. Oh my god, this is insane. When did the blood-soaked longsword leave your body? Oh, we got stabbed. Okay, Blade. Okay, Bladey. You got stabbed, right? Is that spoilers for Honkai Star Rail in a PGR video? But where did the crimson figure go? There's Impera. Is there something behind you? Behind the white bird? Turning around, there is nothing but pitch darkness. Oh, we have creepy Liv. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh my god. If she opens her eyes and they're like, it's like, my headphones are off. I'm like, if there's a screamer, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I'm turning the sound down a little bit though on my end. I saw Liv with like the like mascara running, and I was like, oh, she's gonna open her eyes and it's gonna be like a jump scare. Totally. It totally is. Oh my god. Terrifying. Terrifying. All the years of waking up naturally with your biological clock have made an alarm clock a dispensable item to you. I need an alarm clock really bad. I'm not We're built different. As you sit up and rub your temple, the blanket takes the course of gravity and falls off. Where are we waking up? Have we like jumped realities or something? Yeah, wait, a blanket? Where are we? We were in the pea pods. Oh no, this is Liv's childhood bedroom, isn't it? So before, the fairy tale world was Liv's dream, and this is, I think, the actual universe, maybe. Not universe, but like the actual mind shard. But they saw the forest in the data though, so I don't know. When you open up your eyes, it hits you that, instead of a pea pod, you're now in a cozy room. We ask if Liv is there. I think I can turn my sound back up, actually. The room is minimally decorated, and Liv is nowhere to be seen. Are we Liv? Are we Liv now? We can't all be Liv! Taking not even a single moment to survey the room or think about how you got here in the first place, you open the door and start looking for Liv. Oh, and we're stopped. This very pretty lady says, "Good morning. Did you have some quality rest?" Who are you? A woman you've never seen before stands in the hallway with a wooden tray. Initially caught by surprise, she quickly regains her gentle smile. That's the thing we said before we went to bed, that we were gonna help Liv find it. Is it? Can I review that? I think I can still go back that far. Yes, I can. Why does this have a little... It's not voiced. They put a thing here that's like, is that voiced? No, it's not. What was it? There was a thing. I'll make sure to find it for you. Tell me more about yourself when I found it. Are we gonna find Liv's childhood memories? Is that like literally what's happening now? I think that might be what's happening. We said that and somehow manifested something. Your hunch for this lady is that she doesn't intend to hurt you, and hunches are often the most reliable in mind. So we ask what her name is. And she says, "Call me Cinderella." Oh, it's still a fairy tale. But now we have like the princesses. We say, "I was with a friend just now. Does she happen to be here too?" Ah, Cinderella says, "The young lady, right? She's in the room right across." And Cinderella knocks on the door, but receives no response. So this isn't her childhood memories. It's like just another fairy tale. We woke up and shifted completely to another fairy tale. I do wonder if that's reflected in the data that, God, I forget who's on the other side. It's Asimov, and I forget who he's with, but I know she's so pretty. So we say, "Liv, are you in there?" Cinderella knocks on the door harder still, but still gets no response. Is she just asleep, or can she not like open her eyes in this universe? Cinderella asks if she's the type that struggles to wake up, and we shake our head. Seeing you shake your head, Cinderella hesitates for a moment before she opens the door. The setup of the room is basically the same as the one you woke up in. Liv lies in the bed with her back facing you, apparently still asleep. I skipped something accidentally. What was it? It's just Liv saying, You can't see her face, but you can just tell from the groan that she's in pain. Why? How did we get here? You're no stranger to what's happening. Oh, this is a symptom of Liv's migraine. Out of habit, you want to take out your connecting cable for deep mind connection, but it hits you that you are already in Liv's mind. That's tricky now. Setting her tray on the table, Cinderella dashes up to Liv's bed. She holds Liv's face with her hands as she presses her head against Liv's, all the while mumbling something unintelligible. See, now it's getting weird. Oh, we have little magic noises? And with it, as a faint fluorescence envelops them, Liv's face softens. So Cinderella can do magic now. Okay, interesting. A few moments later, Cinderella puts Liv's head back on the pillow ever so gently, and she says she's fine now. Also, I'm just noticing the bedding here just says girl on it. I'm covering it, but wait. Over here, it just says girl, but it's backwards. That's so funny to me. Back to Cinderella, she stands up, looking slightly out of it. That would be the effects of the magic. We ask if she's okay, and she says, "I'm fine. I was just a bit out of it." For why? Cinderella quickly regains her composure. Then you see Liv slowly sit up. This is weird. This is a weird universe. Liv asks who this is. I don't really know either, bestie. I'm gonna be honest. Cinderella. She knows Liv's name, but we also did say Liv's name, so that is not a red flag right away. Cinderella is now looking at you and Liv with her gentle eyes. Eyes that now seem even more loving than they did before. Weird. You quickly fill Liv in on what happened just now. Weird that she still gets the migraines like in the dream though. I mean, I've had similar happen. Okay, I'll go for that one. Not that weird. Liv says, "Thank you so much, Miss Cinderella." So she says, "Don't mention it, and feel free to just call me Cinderella." Liv says, "Of course." And with a gentle, accepting smile, Cinderella turns this way, so to us. She says, "You're both now safe, and I bet you must be hungry. How about a bowl of bean soup? Did she find us in the pea pods and brought us here? Like, how did we get here? Pointing at the tray sitting on the table, she seems to be waiting for a favorable response. The steaming, creamy green soup has diced onions, carrots, and round peas floating on its surface. Is it like pea soup? They said it's bean soup, but it sounds more like pea soup. The fresh veggies and the aroma of butter make for a temptation impossible to resist. Stop! I already had dinner. You're gonna make me hungry. Because I had dinner, but it wasn't good dinner. Don't let me cook. I can't cook. I made my dinner. It was bad. Don't let me cook. Of course. I'm not gonna turn down food. Actually, we maybe shouldn't turn it down. It won't kill us, right? This is a dream. If it kills us, we have a kill switch for the dream. We'll hit it and wake up. Given that she just helped stabilize Liv, you don't think there is anything to worry about the food she's prepared. We have a button somewhere. I don't know how to use it, but we have one. And if you die in a dream, you just wake up, right? This isn't like if you die in the game, you die in real life. This isn't Sword Art Online. God, no, it's not. But from her eyes, you're sensing a very special quality that you'd probably describe as motherliness. Weird that she's Cinderella then. Which is why you don't think it's a good idea to turn her down. Yeah, no, she's gonna keep pushing that on you. Each with a wooden spoon, you and Liv scoop up the soup and move it up to your mouths. With its aroma filling the air now, you can now smell the diced onions and black pepper in it. This sounds really good, actually. Shoving the spoon into your mouth, you're instantly hit with a creamy explosion that takes place across your taste buds. The freshness of the veggies is the first to hit, followed by the rich and fresh taste of butter that helps the onions stand out. I feel like it's not mentioning enough spice, but it's probably still really good. This would be a really good soup to have with like bread. That seems like the consensus. The hot soup makes its way down your food pipe with the black pepper in it, warming up your body through and through. Much to your surprise, the soup comes with a minty taste too. It would be really good with bread. Cinderella says, pretty good, right? Propping her face with both her hands, Cinderella looks awash in happiness. It's really wholesome. When you finish the soup, it finally hits you that you've been starving from consuming nothing at all for the entire day. Having been warmed up, your tummy is now protesting for more. So we say, I think I can actually use more of. And Liv just says, woo. The satisfied sigh coming from beside you cuts you short. Liv can be done. I want more soup. It's good soup. I'm not letting the good soup go to waste. You look away. It seems as though Liv has the same thought as you. No, we both want more soup. Give us more soup. That's the thing though. You know how Olive Garden has endless soup? I always go for 2 bowls. Always 2 bowls. But like I only have soup sometimes. Actually, if I go for 2 bowls of soup, I only have soup. I will just literally just eat soup. You get a good soup. I love soup. This is why it's making me hungry, because this sounds like a good soup. Can you give us each one more serving? 2 bowls of soup. It's soup. It's like nothing. Cinderella says, of course. You can have as many as you please. I'll be taking leftovers. Cinderella refills both your bowls with the bean soup. It sounds more like a pea soup though, but there's some beans that are like creamy white color, so I guess it makes sense. She says, glad to see you both enjoy the soup. I picked these veggies early in the morning, and that's when I found both of you. Okay, so it is like a fairy tale. It's still the same fairy tale universe. Oh yeah, she says. And the soup has the pea pods you stayed in yesterday. How do you like them? It's a bit weird. You stop dead in your tracks. Oh god. She's laughing. She's laughing. Okay, there was a joke. Good. Seeing both you and Liv freeze, Cinderella covers her mouth, trembling from laughing as her laughter comes out through her fingers. No, it was a joke. All right, good joke. That's how you do a prank. That is a prank. She says, my bad. You're both so cute, and I just couldn't help but wanted to see you shocked. Don't worry about the pea pods, though. They're safe and sound in my backyard, so were we in her backyard? ? Do you see the peas in the soup? They seem about the right size, right? Rubbing the tears away from the corner of her eyes, Cinderella regains her composure. Was that also a joke? Was there just really big peas in the soup? Apologies, she says. It's been such a long time since I last met anyone. Welcome to Wonderland. Okay, so we are in Wonderland. That's the name of this little mind shard. When you finish the 4th bowl, hey, yo, all right. 4 bowls of soup. That's double what I usually go for. Cinderella, seemingly overly excited, once again stirs the apparently bottomless soup pot with her ladle. I mean, if it is a fairy tale universe, I guess we have bottomless soup. That sounds amazing, actually. She says, want some more? And we say, I think I'm fine, you know? I would keep going if it was a dream. That's a good dream. Good soup dream. She says, are you sure? And we say, absolutely positive, yes. Feeling fuller than ever, You say to her in your most appreciative tone, yes, we're done. She turns to Liv, and Liv says, thank you so much, but I think I'm okay too. Yeah. No, 4 bowls of soup is a lot of soup. I know I just said soup is like nothing, but 4 bowls of soup is a lot of soup. Having gone through just as many bowls as you, Liv waves her hand in a panic as she expresses her appreciation apologetically. But nodding with a somewhat disappointed face, Cinderella hits the pot with her ladle, and with it, the soup inside goes poof. What about leftovers? We can't just have leftovers? She says, I'm going to start cleaning up then. I say, please let us. This makes for a good chance to speak privately with Liv. Okay. She says, but you are my guests. I can't just... But Liv has already put the tableware away and is picking the tray up. You forget, we're like trained. We got jobs, we're busy people. That's the thing, like I feel like, because I think I said this before, like Liv is also the type of person that I am in the fact that she like cannot sit still. She always has to be doing something and she feels like this is something. Liv says, we insist. This is the least we can do. And relenting with a smile on her face, Cinderella says adoringly then, all right then, let me get you guys some tea and snacks. There is a river in the back for you to do the dishes. Ooh, that's like real fancy. Not fancy, but that's real fairy tale fancy. Watch out though. Why are we watching out? Why are we watching out though? As you watch carefully your own steps to avoid another nasty fall. Is it just because the stairs are like, ah? We ask Liv what she thinks, and Liv says, I have the same take as you. She's unique, but I don't think she's the mind shard we're looking for. Oh, we are looking for like a person sort of thing. Like what is controlling the mind? We say she seems to know a lot of things, and Liv says she's such a friendly soul. I think we just might be able to learn about this place from her. So we say, let's talk to her in a bit. Liv says, by the way, are you over here? What does that mean? I thought you were here, we say. What's going on? Oh, there's bubbles. We can't see anything. Okay. Liv says, guess we'll just have to wait for the bubbles to go away then. We say, I know, and I've lost count of how many times we missed each other. Missed each other for what? Looking at all the colorful bubbles, you feel completely lost in the kaleidoscopic views around you. Oh, okay, so they're like warping the views like a kaleidoscope. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Out in the back, you see a shallow stream that seems knee-high at best. The stream seems harmless enough. We're gonna get stuck in there and go somewhere else, aren't we? It's gonna be what happens. But you're never going to forget what happens when you put the tableware into it. And boy, it was a real sight, we say. Instead of splashes of water, the river spits up bubbles in an amount that shrouds you completely. You can't see anything, and the ground is slippery. You try taking a step forward. This is what Cinderella meant by watch out. We start cursing, and we fall into the water with a thud, sending bubbles flying up in each and every way. Liv wastes no time jumping in and starts looking for you, but neither of you can tell where the other person is with all the bubbles around. It's kind of fun, actually. There are several times when you sense Liv right around you, only to realize that it's all wishful thinking when you reach your hand out. She's still looking. Are you there? She says. We say yes. Let's just stay where we are for now. Wait for the bubbles to calm down. You say, as you look at all the bubbles that are now slowly disappearing. Then you hear a sigh. It's Cinderella. Oh no, it's Liv. Okay, cool. She says, let's just keep talking. It makes me a little nervous if we don't. Fair enough. So we say, sure. What do you want to talk about? Oh, but Liv says, I'm curious about why you decided to go to FOS. I don't know what that acronym means. She says it's a common choice among people from Babylonia, but it's never the only choice. I guess this is related to the part we had in the beginning when we were talking to our previous teacher. Did it for Earth to pursue a dream, or I didn't give it too much thought. I don't know. Oh, my jaw just cracked. I hope that did not pick up on camera. That was embarrassing. Okay, I guess I didn't give it too much thought. I mean, if we're going with why I started playing PGR, it really was just kind of on a whim thing. So you know what? It tracks. Liv says, is that so? Yeah, I literally just saw it on the App Store and downloaded it. But Liv sounds surprised. But we say, I'm never going to give up. I'm never gonna let you down. Because I have a dream. I'm going to make it come true. I don't think it really mattered what answer we picked there. Liv says, a dream, eh? And we say, yep. Although my instructor would always just tell me to stop daydreaming. It is related to the beginning bit. Embarrassed? You scratch your head. But Liv says that's something you've always been holding on to, right? We say that's only because I haven't made it come true, though. We've done a lot, though, in the time this game's storyline has been going for. I think we made something come true, at least. She says, what exactly? Oh, was that a gunshot? What was that noise? Wait, I can't hear it. Why is the little audio thing there if they're not gonna let me? Anyways, A few moments of silence later, Liv's voice grows hurried, and right then, gusts of wind disperses all the bubbles. Is it the bird? Oh no, it's Cinderella. She says, my bad. I actually meant to ask you to keep an eye out for these bubbles when I said, watch out back there. I assumed that. But you have wind powers now? She says, am I being intrusive? Yes, Cinderella. She says, right. Why don't I bring the bubbles back for you guys then? Yeah, I think we're fine. The conversation can be over. We just so happen to have some questions for you, actually. So we keep going. This got longer than I thought it would be, I'm gonna be honest. Cinderella says, I've got some tea for you. So how can I help? And it also looks like the sun is starting to set. With your clothes dry, you're back in the room from earlier. We say, right. And whatever the cost, you need to make it through all that stands in your way now. So we say, we want to go to the spire in the middle of the forest. Cinderella asks if that's exactly what we said. She sounds shocked, looking back and forth between you and Liv. Cinderella finally returns her gaze to you with wide eyes and an open mouth. So Liv asks, what's the matter? And Cinderella says, I was just trying to have something worked out in my head. Maybe she is running this place. She says, I thought you came from the spire, but I see that's where you're going now. You're from outside the forest, aren't you? Yes. Don't ask from where, though. It's gonna get hard to explain. We ask what makes you think so. And Cinderella says, because the spire is off limits to everything living in the forest. Some animals wander off into the spire every now and then, and that would be the last anyone sees of them. So she thought we escaped from that? How? Which is why everyone and everything living here knows better than to get close to the spire. But we're gonna get close to the spire and we don't live here. I guess that's how she clocked us then. That would make sense. Liv says, we're indeed from outside the forest, as you said. So Cinderella asks, what's the world like outside the forest, though? She's dripping with curiosity, that's one way to put it. Liv seems to be measuring her words. There really is no easy way to tell Cinderella that they came from the real world, and that she herself is but a projection inside Liv's mind shard. I guess that makes sense why she's just called Cinderella for like no apparent reason, because it's like Liv's mind shard from when she was a kid. She just was like, I like Cinderella. And there's no telling what's going to happen if Liv tells her all that. Instead, Cinderella says, must be a heck of a world for you to put in simple words. I guess Liv just doesn't know how to explain it, but I wouldn't either, to be completely honest. I would try to avoid that at all costs as well. Cinderella says it's fine. I'm sure it's something you'd rather not tell me to keep my sanity. Okay, so she does know some extent of what's going on here, I think. She says, come on, I can just tell. Your faces said it all. Although I'd really love to get to know your world too. So she does kind of know what's going on here, it seems like. Stroking her teacup, Cinderella quickly regains her smile. That must mean Liv. Liv somehow kind of knew what was going on. Right? Like when she was a kid? Anyway, Cinderella changes the subject. So the spire, right? You were camping out there in the forest last night because you'd been traveling through the forest during the day, right? How did she carry us back here? That's another question. Liv says yes, and there were things that stood in our way. Stammering, Liv is reminded of the line of sheep that ran the length of the horizon. The sheepies! I love the sheepies. And Liv says, we have no idea where we are now. Would you happen to know how to get to the spire? Is the spire where the mind shard is like centered then? Is that where we're trying to get there? Cinderella says, unfortunately, I don't. I guess I should say there doesn't exist a single path that can take you there. How do the animals get close to it then? Liv asks if it's because there are places in between you just can't get across. But Cinderella says, no, it's not that. Let me show you something. What are we being shown? Cinderella stands up and proceeds to open the window. She says, you'll see why. Beyond the window, you see the crowns of the trees in the forest. Cinderella seems to be living up on a hill. The spire, however, is nowhere to be seen. And she says it's about to start. Following Cinderella's finger, you and Liv look outside the window at where she's pointing. I'm just like speeding through this because I'm like, wait, what's gonna happen? Oh, Liv says, are they moving? That's like something you hear out of like a creepy internet analog horror bit. My God, I love it. Slowly but surely, the forest is moving in a random fashion. And so too is the ground in which they're rooted. Oh my God, I heard a noise outside and immediately jumped. That's creeped me out a little bit. Liv says, I didn't even know this was happening. So Cinderella says, to those living in the forest, the very ground you stand on isn't what changes, but your location. Our location is changing as we speak, which is why it's impossible for you to get to the spire. But you aren't just going to give up, right? I mean, it's not necessarily impossible, but it probably would take a lot of time in here, which I don't know how much of that we have. We might have a lot of time though. Maybe. Liv says yes, and it's because we can't. We can't give up. No, no, no. We came here for a purpose. And Cinderella says, I don't suppose you're going to tell me why. No, not right now. Maybe at the end of this, but not right now. She says, what's with the long face? I'm sure the forest brought you both to me for a reason. Who knows, right? Now, since you're trying to get to the spire, let me tell you about how it came about. Oh God, please don't make me read the whole history lesson. And what it used to be. Am I gonna have to go through the whole thing? Yep, okay, water break. Now what is this switch up? Unable to find her way back, she's lost in the sea of trees. Or, deep down inside, maybe she doesn't want to go back. A little girl says, where am I? Lost and looking around, she can see a tower with a pointed tip standing in the distance. On this land she's never set foot on. Is this what's happening currently? Because that would make sense. This kid wouldn't know what the spire is. Or is this just something entirely different? Upon reaching the tower, she gives the wooden door a gentle knock, and the person behind says, I don't recognize you, kid. How can I help you? The door creaks open, but the voice that's speaking to her comes from behind her. Oh, the little girl says, I'm just lost. Who are you? And our mystery man says, me? I'm the master of this spire, a fairy that can make all dreams come true. Mystery fairy, we'll call them the fairy. They say dreams are wonderful, and people can't lavish enough praise on them. Now, let me take you home. But the little girl says, wait! So our mystery fairy person says, I see you don't want to go home just yet. And the fairy turns around, and with a gentle look, waits patiently for the girl to say her next word. And those words are, I want a lot of friends. My sister and brother just wouldn't hang out with me. Can you make that come true? Just Liv the little girl wait. Like a deflating balloon, the little girl quickly loses the confidence she's just worked up. And the fairy says, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But, are you ready to pay for it? Wait, the little girl says pay with that? What do you mean? She sounds a little scared. I'm a little scared. The fairy says with, but when the fairy reaches her hand this way, the girl shuts her eyes nervously. What was it? I can't even click through this. Oh God, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. The fairy puts her hand on the girl's head, then, with a few strokes. Okay, no jump scares. The fairy straightens the girl's hair, which was a complete mess from her traveling across the forest. I was ready for her to like pluck her eyeballs out Baldur's Gate style. Is that a spoiler? It might be. But the fairy says, with that, she sounds pleased. And the little girl says, that's it, yeah. What did you do? Without answering the girl's question, the fairy produces a colorful scepter. She gives it a little tap in the air with a mumble. In the classic bibbity bobbity boo. Okay, cool. Swoosh! A flash of light swishes past, but she can't tell if anything actually happens. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't know that right away. Oh, the fairy says, try clapping 3 times. And the little girl says, oh dear, it's the animals. Surrounded by a bunch of chipmunks, the girl shrieks in surprise. So the fairy, which I'm now starting to think might be a witch, says, how do you like these adorable fur balls? Oh, right. I wanted to give you something else, too. And with another tap of the fairy's scepter on the ground, a pumpkin carriage grows out of the soil. Is it Cinderella, then? And did, the chipmunks think Liv was Cinderella because it's her mind or something? I don't know. The fairy says, take this home so you won't get lost. How did we get here? Cinderella says, becoming friends with the fairy, the girl keeps making wishes for the fairy to make happen in the forest. Okay, so yeah, this is like her telling this story. How much of it is true? Floating jellyfish that drives the darkness away, sheep you can never finish counting when you can't fall asleep, and peas so big that a single one can make you full. As time goes by, the little girl grows up. Something happens down the road that leaves her with no choice but to leave home. Cinderella looks so sad, oh my God. And she's just the girl now, not the little girl. So the fairy says, it's been such a long time. How have you been? But the girl says something happened and I had to leave, or have to leave. The fairy slowly opens her mouth to speak. Well, I guess in a weird way, they became each other's friend and now they are no longer going to have that. So in a weird way, the fairy actually made the little girl's wish really come true. The fairy says the world out there is one far beyond my reach, and you won't be able to leave with anything from the forest. Are you sure about this? I mean, I guess she doesn't have a choice. I'm almost thinking that leaving, though, if it's not directly the punishing virus, it's like supposed to represent that, you know? It's like a metaphor for it or something. The girl says, yes, I am. Looking into the girl's eyes and seeing her determination, the fairy sees that there is no point in trying to make the girl stay. Either that, or it's a representation of like Liv becoming a construct or something like that. I don't know. It's one of the two. Like, it's supposed to represent something else because it is a story. And dreams, the thing with dreams is that they can tell you a lot if you're looking close enough. Even if you think it's weird, there's something there. Like, it's like it represents something. And this is probably it's one of the two for Liv. But the fairy says, just remember to drop by sometime. Yeah, they became each other's friends. With the heavy locks lifted, the door of the shelter opens up, allowing the girl to exit on her own. Yeah, it's supposed to represent punishing virus, I think. That would be kind of related to Liv, I guess. But Cinderella says, with reality standing in her way, she's been looking away and giving up on her dreams only too many times, because dreams are for the childish, and all she can do is steal glances at them every now and then. Stop, it's getting sad. You are allowed to have dreams, like gold type dreams, not like dreams where you're running around with your pants falling off, but you're allowed to have nice dreams and goals and ambitions. It's not childish, I swear. What the girl never knows, though, is that her dreams are all kept safe and sound by the fairy. She's the fairy. Cinderella's the fairy. Liv is the girl. Until that fateful day, that is. The ground starts spitting out scarlet flames, tearing the world into pieces. It's definitely it's definitely a metaphor for something. And the fairy says, look at you all grown up. So she did come back. The girl says, sorry. And the fairy says, don't say that. I'm very happy to see you again. What's your wish this time? It's going to be something so bittersweet, it's going to be painful. The girl says her wish, to which the fairy falls into what seems like an eternity of silence. So the girl says, I guess that means a no. What was the wish? Is it in review? Did I skip through? No, she doesn't actually say it. The fairy says, it's a little difficult for me, but are you ready to pay for it? It's going to be something like, I wish for you to have a happy life and like be like a real person, or it's gonna be something so bittersweet and painful, and like the price is I'm no longer your friend or something. Oh, with your freedom, you'd been trapped in a cage where you can't see the light of day. Oh, that's definitely a metaphor for something. You'll have absolutely nothing by your side save for pain. And the girl nods. And you'll be eaten away until you're polluted all over and burned to ashes with the forest. What was the wish? What was the wish? A few moments of silence later, the girl nods as she looks at the fairy's apologetic eyes. The girl asks, what should I do? And she doesn't change her mind. Her last dream, a pair of wings that can take her through the skies. Oh god, it's getting a little bit too close to Icarus, who did get too close to the sun. Wings that are meant to eventually crash and burn. Oh no, it is Icarus. Okay, interesting. Giving in to the girl's request, Cinderella casts on her an old but still familiar spell. So Cinderella is the fairy. With a shower of green light, the girl transforms into a butterfly with vibrant colors. That's how she granted the wish. Turned her into a butterfly. So it was the butterfly we saw at the beginning. Her wings are thin and appear almost feeble, but against the evil crimson, they stand strong. Does Cinderella then see Liv and like, does she know? Does she know? Ooh, there she is! Against the sea of the corrupted, the white bird flies alongside humanity as it guides them forward. And the black butterfly keeps the evil behind the humans where they can't see it. None of the miracles is a coincidence. She put her bargaining chips on the table even before it all began. Wow. We're back here. At last, she falls through the sky along with the red figures and crashes into the spire, which has now become a cage from which they can't escape. Before the door to the spire closes, the fairy asks, do you have any other wishes? Liv. Liv! It is Liv! It is Liv! Liv is the little girl. She says no, and thank you for everything, Cinderella. It's only with their inevitable goodbye, so imminent now, that Cinderella now has what it takes to bid Liv farewell. So she says, I see. Goodbye then. Oh, darn. Dang. Oh, she says, after that, I let all your dreams out and came up with this forest them. So this is post the thing that we just finished prior to this story that I don't entirely know all the context of, but I can piece together for the purpose of this story. Cinderella holds up her teacup and patiently waits for you and Liv to digest everything you just heard. Oh, but when Liv got bonked before for like saving humanity or whatever the heck, and now she's like in recovery, gets migraines, all that jazz. Cinderella jumped ship with her childhood memories and made this mind shard, which is why it just suddenly showed up. With everything Cinderella just said, you've finally figured out how this mind shard came into being. Yeah, there it is. They're right on the nose. It's not a piece of item that carries Liv's imagination, nor is it something that holds her memory. Everything you've seen along the way, so out of the realm of reality, yet all came with a tinge of the real world. Liv says all these are the dreams I used to have. Yeah. We found it! Cinderella says yes, everything here came from you. That's why I was like, Cinderella knows something. That's why she does know exactly. She knows exactly what's going on. She says some of these are wishes you made when you were reading fairy tales. And there is one you made thinking about the sheep in the garden at night when everyone else was sleeping. And this other one, apparently, remembering something funny, Cinderella puts on a gentle laugh. She says you made this other wish when you were scared, soulless, alone under the blanket. Sharkspear! With the hope that the monster that eats up kids that don't go to bed would be a little more adorable. That's so cute. You never wanted to see it though, and you wouldn't believe how sad that made it feel. Cinderella returns her gentle gaze to Liv. These are all the dreams you forgot, she says. I remembered everything the moment I saw you. Aww. I thought you broke free of your confinement from the spire and were on your way to leave the forest. That's why she thought we came from the spire. But now I see that's where you're headed. You're not the caged butterfly, Liv, but the white bird that soars with its wings. I'd very much love to help you however I can like I did before, but I wanted to hear you out because I'm as much a part of this dream as everything else is here. Aww, that's nice. Cinderella says you outgrew your dreams. Is that what you were going to say? Yeah, because Liv started saying something, but I just kind of skipped over it because it was like, she was like, yeah, I can skip over that. Apparently seeing right through Liv though, Cinderella cuts her off. Shaking her head, she carries on. She says, what about the dreams you had? If you've outgrown them, why are you still holding on to those dreams? Because maybe she hasn't really outgrown them. Maybe she misses that childlike wonderment that she doesn't have anymore. Deep thoughts at 8:49 p.m. on a Thursday. Cinderella says, do you still think those dreams are only for the childish? No. Are you still going to give up on them and forget them the same way you did? Is it how you'd like to keep growing as a person? Said in a calm yet firm tone, Cinderella's questions don't sound intimidating in the slightest. If anything, they're reassuring. And Liv says yes. These dreams are childish. I'd even call them far-fetched and unrealistic. Apparently unaware of what she's doing, Liv touches her wings with the faint scars. The very wings that, whilst unable to take her through the skies, shine through all the same in the dark. She says, but they're worth pursuing, so long as we still long for them. Yeah, she makes a good point. It's never too late to give up on a dream. Anyways, moving on. Cinderella says, knowing what you do, are you still going to try to make them come true? Does that mean knowing what you do? Oh, knowing what you do is in knowing what you do about the story prior to this. Are you still going to make them come true? Sure. Liv says, that's something I'll work toward. It matters more that a dream is made true than when it's made true. Yeah, it's never too late to give up on a dream. That's a weird way to word it because that's a lot more words, but yeah. Liv says, my dreams might be childish, and they were probably just what I came up with on a whim. You know, sometimes the stuff you come up with on a whim is like the most raw. It's the most real. But, Liv says, I can take my time to make them come true, because they have and always will be part of me. Yeah. Stop, I'm gonna cry. What the heck? Cinderella says, so you want to take your time, huh? That sounds like an excuse to me, though. No! Slow and steady wins the race. Like, you can hit the ground running, but you don't know how long, even if you're working at full capacity. The grind does not stop capacity, which is not sustainable. But even if you're working as hard as you can, just hit the ground running and see what happens. It might not happen right away, but if so long as you're trying, that's better than nothing. Liv shakes her head, though. She says we're still pursuing them precisely because we haven't made them come true. We're keeping it in the future precisely because we don't want to run away from it anymore or see it as a luxury. People never get lost going after seemingly far-fetched dreams. No, she's making points. She's making points. Because these dreams are like beacons on the shore of the stars in the skies. They guide you along the way. Yeah. Liv looks at you before she looks firmly into Cinderella's blue eyes. And she says a person can't possibly grow by throwing away what they have or forgetting who they are. Holding on to what you have and never letting go is the only thing that will help you move forward. I love this. This is nice. Oh, I skipped accidentally. What does it say? Cinderella says, I see there's nothing more I need to worry about. It was a test. She was testing us the whole time. Looking away from Liv, Cinderella turns to look at you with her gentle yet shrewd blue eyes. And she asks, are you still willing to save her? Then who's her? We say that's why I came in the first place. Are we talking about Liv still? Who's her? Oh, is it? Oh, I think it means we're going through the same story we did before with Liv. That would make sense. Okay. Cinderella says, even if that means putting yourself in harm's way. Yeah, I'm a little stupid, but Liv's my friend. Of course. Cinderella asks, even if that means putting yourself in harm's way is something Liv never wants to see. So close your eyes, Liv. We're gonna do it. You know we're gonna do it, so close your eyes. You exchange a look with Liv. There are worries and fear in her eyes, but you see no objection whatsoever. So we say we never want to see each other put in harm's way, but sometimes it happens. And taking the risk ourselves is probably the only choice that will ever make us feel okay. Sometimes it happens, yeah. It's never my job to protect her or the other way around. See? We have each other's back, and it's only when we have each other's back that we'll be able to travel far down the path together. Teamwork, baby! Alone, we might struggle, but together, we are strong. Yeah, that's what I always say! You can't save the world in a fantasy video game, sci-fi fantasy video game, with just one main character protagonist. You need the whole team, the whole squad! Which is why, if one of us ever falls... Sorry, I just had something in my throat. Okay, anyways. If one of us ever falls, we should respect their choice all the same and soldier on with their torch in hand. So Cinderella says, very well. I'm trusting you with her then. She stands up and proceeds to open the door. Are we on the move? She says, follow me. I'll show you how to get to the spire. She knows how to get there. She was just trying to deter us before. God, there's so much. Parked around the edge of the forest is an enormous pumpkin carriage, with its decorations discolored, cobwebs dangling off its rusty wheels, bearings broken, and its horses gone. Yeah, it hasn't been used in a while. It doesn't seem like it still works, though. All Liv has to do is make a wish. Cinderella says, this is going to take you to the spire. Also, why does it look like we're in a Bug's Life? Why is the grass so tall? This pumpkin carriage will take you there even without a route. But Liv says, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to run again. And Cinderella says, all you need is a little magic sometimes. What was I saying? Just a little magic. With a wink, Cinderella looks impish for the first time. She picks up her now dusty scepter from beside the wheel. Yeah, she just hasn't done magic in a while. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. And with her spell, a rainbow shrouds the carriage. I love the little magic noises. It's so fun. The crystals and glasses are glistening again. The rust is removed. The cracks are patched. And the silver paintwork is gleaming in the sun. Also, I just realized the Honkai Impact stream starts in 3 minutes. I'm definitely not catching that one on time. It's fine. I'll watch the replay. Then you hear gallop coming from the woods. Okay. Oh, it's the boss! The sheep! It's the sheep again! But it isn't white horses that show up, but a bunch of equally white but fluffy sheep. It's the sheepies! Cinderella says, oops, I never said this carriage would be drawn by horses, did I? I think the sheepies are cuter. With the sheep saddled, that was right, they did have a saddle. The carriage's door opens to reveal its magnificent interior. Cinderella passes her scepter to Liv. That's the weapon coding, right? There's a weapon coding. We'll have to go look at that in a second, because I think that's the weapon coding for this frame. Liv says, wait, what? So Cinderella says, she is at the bottom of the spire, and that's where your friend needs to go. You, Liv, need to go to the tip, where the monster is kept locked up. And given that you've run away from it once, Cinderella turns around to look at you as she speaks in a serious tone. She says, I'm sure it'll do everything in its power to get you. So me. Someone needs to destroy it before it destroys the spire. Which is why, Liv, you need this scepter more than I do. And I won't be needing it anymore. Oh, she knows that this mind shard will be destroyed when we fight the monster. Cinderella puts on a sad smile, and Liv says thanks again. Cinderella carries on speaking as she helps Liv get inside the carriage. She says, this place is made of dream, and my power doesn't go beyond the forest. She's quoting from before. Holding out her hand, Cinderella helps you get inside the carriage too. But you now have what it takes to press forward with your dreams and walk out of this shelter. Not to mention that you have someone right next to you who's willing to go through it with you too. Aww. Closing the door, Cinderella takes a step back. The sheepies! Oh, pretty. Bit by bit, Cinderella grows distant as the carriage pulls away. I want to see how far it gets out there, because the more of Cinderella I have, the easier it is for me to thumbnail later. She's so pretty. Yep, there's that tweet. The Honkai Impact thing is starting. It's fine. PGR. We're in PGR right now. She knows this is their last farewell as the carriage makes its way into the distance. She thought she was ready for this day, right when she first saw Liv at the spire. She thought she'd be able to play it cool when the day finally came. She thought she'd feel happy for Liv, for not having to count on her anymore. And she thought Liv would be able to stay around for just a little longer. Oh, she says Liv. And through the window, you can see Cinderella waving at you and Liv with a pained look on her face. She says, don't ever stop chasing your dream and fear all the good things the world has to offer, just because reality chooses to rough you up. I'm crying. That life lessons with Punishing Grey Raven. Whenever I go into these PGR events, I think I'm gonna cry because of some gut-wrenchingly tragic character death or something. Oh, this is worse almost. Oh my god. Happiness is worse. That's a good one. That's a good life lessons. That's a good one. We get a lot of those every now and then where I'm like, life lessons with and that's a good one. I have to review that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyways, no elaboration. With the sunlight shining through the haze, she bids the fearless fledgling bird with her last word of advice. Live as the bird. Yeah. So long as your memory still exists, so too will the magic with which you can make your dreams come true. Oh. Oh my god. Is this the last part? It might be. Blooming Wings might be the last part. Defeat all the corrupted. Okay, yeah, this is where we get to try all the coding. Finally. Finally. Oh my god, that hurt. That was painful. Oh my god. Roland! Not right now! I'm leaving. I can't do this. I got jump scared. I was like trying to process my thoughts and then Roland jump scared me. I wish Liv's banner was still running. I wish it was. She's not coming home, man. Oh, that was so nice. That really was so nice. We still have one more part to do. I don't know if there's gonna be a final bit, but we'll have one more video for this. And that'll be the next video, I believe, which I actually might have scheduled to go up on Halloween, so that might change because I feel like I need something spooky for Halloween. But also this is kind of like, there's a little bit there, so who knows? I can't be here. Roland's gonna start talking to me again. Oh my god, I keep doing that. Okay, that's it for this video. Very long one. We need to be done. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more and click the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone out here is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!